we got a 1, a 2, a 3, and a hey now metal mic coming at you. It is 12:31, and what time do we have? We have 6:02 a.m. in the morning, right? Junker picker coming at you. What am I doing already up this early? Well, I've been up since 5, and in that time, what have I done? On some levels, nothing. Basically, very easy work. Going online, pulling up Craigslist, doing my search that I told you about. Now let's talk about that again. I go to Craigslist, and then I go for sale all items, and then I break it down again to buy owner. And before I told you I was adding the word old to the search, and antique and vintage to pull up specifics. I've been leaving it blank and running just a search on owners, and then I'm seeing everything that's been listed from an antique item to a vehicle to, as I'm looking right now, a refrigerator to a snowblower. Anything can come up underneath this search, and I found some pretty interesting things already this morning. Am I trying to buy anything? No, I'm not. The few things that I'm running into, I'm trying to barter for or pick up for pennies on the dollar. Here's one I spotted just now. This was placed yesterday. I have 50 magazines for sale. I'm reading the listing to you right now. You can go ahead and go on there and get it if you want. 20 are Popular Mechanics and 30 are Mechanics Illustrated. The dates are from 1954 until 1970. So he's got 50 magazines here. I'm looking at them. They're basically in good condition to poor. The more I'm looking at them, they're actually rather poor. He wants $20 for all of them. Problem is, he's too far away. He's in Lindstrom, Minnesota. If he was closer, if he was in the city, I would offer him $10 and take them all. Second thought, as I'm looking at them, no, I wouldn't. They're pretty rough. They're pretty rough. If you do get these, you can get them relatively cheap, and these Popular Mechanics, and you can get some really cool ones. The real early ones, 1940s and before, have amazing graphics. Those that I just talked to you about, oh hell no. As I looked at the pictures that were supplied in the listing, they were horrible. Alright, so what am I doing? I'm searching, right? I'm looking for things to barter, to upgrade, to find something unique. When I say find something unique, what do I mean by that? Well, it covers such a wide spectrum of the collecting field. Find something neat. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find something that I don't run across. What have I not seen before? We've heard this on American Pickers, and it's as true as it gets. You truly are looking for items that you just don't see pop up. At this point of the game, I've seen just about everything. If I haven't seen it, I'm excited. Necessarily just because you haven't necessarily seen it doesn't mean that it has value. But what we're looking for now, as we're fine-tuning our skills of picking and hunting, we are looking for the more unique, harder to get items. And I think always when it comes across, it was something my father told me, who was also a collector. I had talked to him once about old signs. He said, always get a sign that can fit above a couch, no bigger. He says, a lot of times when we see these big old antique signs, we get a hard on. We gotta have them. They're just overwhelming visually, and we're thinking, wow, rare. But actually the bigger signs are obviously very hard to display. Someone wants something small that they can move around with them and put anywhere, and that's why he told me to stick to size. So that's what we're getting back to. What does that have to do with anything? When we're saying find a unique item, try to find smalls. You want to find something that doesn't take up a lot of space, and if you can keep your collection to smalls, you're loving it. Now if you have property and you have acres of land and old farm buildings you can fill, then I say go for it, because that's what I would do if I had that type of land or situation. So and then let's talk about those clocks again. I listed those on Craigslist. I put $350 on the Hamilton. I think I put $250 on the Hammond. I know I did. And I think I put $250 on the Bardol motor oil cracked one, which I think is a Pam bulb clock that might have been painted over. a little bit high, but to be clear on that crack, that's on the back where the numbers are. The face of the clock, the bubble, is intact and is not cracked. Of course, the crack lowers the value. And then, as far as those prices go, you have to remember my thinking on that. And that's this. And my stepfather told me this, right? My dad told me one thing, my stepfather told me another. I learned this from one gentleman and this from another. And now I'm just repeating what I've used and taken from people along the way. And my stepfather told me once, he says, you can never price too high, because you can always come down. If you price too low, you can never go up. And it's right? Isn't that just simple? We can always come down. My prices sometimes are obnoxiously high. But the thing with me that makes me different in that situation is, now if I go into an antique store and everything's priced through the roof, they've got things that you go into these antique stores and they have the coolest items, right? We've all been there. But every damn time you flip that price tag over, it's obnoxious. So you're like, man, I can't even buy that even for enjoyment. It's not worth what they're asking for it. It's 3 times what the frickin' thing would bring on the market. The difference between me and that guy is he's going to stay firm. If you've ever been in an antique store, this really gets under your skin and always burned me. I used to hate it. I'd go into an antique store and I'd find something. I'd say, man, I love this piece. You got 500 on it. What's your rock bottom? Blow it out. Get it out of here, cash in hand right now. That's exactly what I would say. And I would be met with this comment. Try not to slump. I hate that idea that I'm slumping. I like to sit straight up. What was the response when I would say, what's your rock bottom? Well, they'd play it up like it's a big deal. They go, whew, I tell you, well, here's the pitiful line, and I'll give it to you just like they give it to you in the store. I'll act it out for you. I'll pretend I'm them. Ooh, that's a tough one. Ooh, geez. What do I got on it? I got 500. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Since you're a dealer, and I think you're a good guy, I'll give you 15% off. And then I would come back and I'd go, now, is that without? I'm already insulted. I'm not going to buy it. But here, I'll throw this one out there. I'll say, is that with no tax? Oh, no, got to get the tax in there. That's when I walk. And matter of fact, I don't even shop like that anymore. I won't even play that game. I don't even ask them. So, getting back to my clock's priced, my pricing on it, my thinking. Pricing high, yeah, I've got them a little high, but I'm willing to give. Now, if someone steps up to the plate and contacts me, let's say for the Barware clock, and he says, well, man, you got $250 on it. It's got a crack in it. Whew, how about $125 cash in hand? I'm going to take it, because I want that frickin' clock gone. And I'm going to sell it and keep the cycle going. You have to remember, that's the whole game. It's a vicious circle. I read in one of my collecting picking books, it's basically you just got to keep that machine oiled, man. Let it go. So, there we go. That's my thought on that. Could I have shown you something on this video? You know I always love to. And now I was just about to end this video and I thought, shit, I haven't shown them anything. And so as I'm stalling here, I'm thinking, what can I show them that's cool? So we'll just look up and see if we got anything neat. A couple pieces. Alright. This isn't that what it's all about, guys. As much as we like to listen to someone BS, and it is fun, it's always fun to see the cool items. So what do we got here? First we have a monkey, stock monkey, that has to be washed in delicates. So we'll throw that over there. That's my daughter's. Here's a couple pieces I have mid-century from my collection and for sale. Ceramic ashtrays. Really cool. Not politically correct, obviously, but that's what makes them collectible. This almost falls under the category of African Americana. That's the keywords that you'll find on eBay. Sadly, one chip right here, but overall this can be fixed with just a little shoe shine polish, and that will just tan it out. Nothing of real high-end value here, but these are great. You could call it barware, African Americana. Politically incorrect. I love this stuff. So let's take a look at those. Give you a nice little angle on them, and then I'll see if I can pull down one more piece to show you to make this fun. I see. Let's start out here. Picked up this piece from Gilbert Marty. Rest in peace. Nice Vaseline glass. Beautifully hand blown. I don't believe there's any chips on it. There is a cracked chip through here, but I believe that happened during production. Nice piece. This was in Gilbert's collection. And I believe Marty would sometimes bring things from home that he had in his private collection and sell them at the shop, and this is one of those pieces. As soon as it hit the market, I scooped it up. Probably overpaid for it, but it's a beautiful piece of glass. That one I'm on the fence about what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably end up keeping it now since it reminds me of Gilbert and he passed. Here's a couple pieces of barware I love. I've got quite a few of these. I was into collecting it for a while there when I had a bar, which I've gotten rid of now because I don't drink anymore, so the hell with it. What do I need a frickin' bar for? Other than I did like to stand at it. It had a good video presentation kind of aspect to it, like a stage or a podium. But here you go. These are cool as hell, aren't they? No, I don't believe these have chips. And you can find this stuff relatively cheap at garage sales, 25 cents, $1. And just scoop it up. It's a win-win. This is good stuff. People collect it. This stuff is getting harder and harder to find. It is glassware, so I frown on it for that reason, because it's just difficult to keep it from chipping and cracking. But if you take good care of stuff, you can build them up. So we got a couple pieces there. Let's show one more or two more. We're gonna end with two more here on top of the refrigerator. See if I got this in the shot. This is another piece of what I call barware. And not what I call, it is what it is. This is a little whiskey bottle container. Obviously his head comes off. We're going to leave it on, but he's hammered. You can see he is frickin' blitzed. He's just standing there hammered. He's got his suspenders on. I believe the suspenders are holding him up. Now, made in Japan, of course, right? I don't believe he has any chips. He's empty. And why don't we take a look at hammered Otis here while I get one more piece for you, and that is going to be an old whiskey bottle decanter figurine. Now, before you frown on that and you're thinking, oh, good Lord, what the hell? Do I want to see a frickin' can? There's no value in that. This is a real early one, though I have seen it. Now I have seen someone that had one, but it was the earliest that I've come across. I found it in a dumpster years ago. It's even broken, and I still saved it. This is a real early one right here. Whiskey bottle. Probably somewhat common, but hand painted, man. And even the glass is clear, which I'm sure you guys can't see through because of my lighting. But I really dug it, and it's the earliest figurine that I've come across. There was one last year I seen at a sale I should have bought. It was really early too, but look. But all hand painted, broken out just as I found it. Look at the dirt and the liquor, and look, there's a piece of bottle right there inside there that I must put sharp as razors. I've kept it on a high shelf, dusty and dirty. You say, why do you save something like that? Well, man, it is just old. And some point that will go into someone's collection. I don't know how many years it's going to take me to find that. Alright, guys. Showed you some items. A lot of picking to do today. Get out there. Find the treasure. It's everywhere. And remember, it's free. And it's cheap. Get out there. Think smart.
find the treasure, sell it, flip it, keep hunting, keep that machine oiled. Hey now!